This is Comic Picks by the Glick.
Hey, I'm your host, Jason
Hey,
Glick.
Jason Glick, what's going on?
Well, it's like my original plan was to talk about East of West by Jonathan Hickman and Nick Dragotta, but wow, it turns out that like Amazon's shipping schedule is like kind of fucked in that regard. So we're not going to talk about that. So John, what are we going to be talking about right now? And I'm just putting this to you because I just want to torment you in this regard.
The bats.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah, we're going to talk about like that inexhaustible well of content that is Batman, and not just like Batman specifically, but Batman versus that hunter that we all know and love, the Predator. Because it's like, hey, for those of you who have really long memories, you might recall that back in the early '90s, Batman fought the Predator, and of course Batman won, but it's like it was kind of a thing as well because it's because like like the whole like Predator versus thing was started when when Predator 2 we saw Danny Glover like coming across the Predator's trophy room and then finding that hey there was an alien skull in there, and then like some of the guys at Dark Horse realized hey what, it's like Alien versus Predator, like this sounds like a great idea for a comic, and it was, and it sold like gangbusters. It's like, and and it was a pretty well thought out comic as well. It's like it sold. So in addition to like selling like gangbusters, like they think about what else can we pit the Predator against? The ultimate intergalactic hunter. It's like, and well, it's like the guys at DC, it's like through some kind of like commercial or like synchronistic coincidence, basically came up with the idea of hey, like why don't we like pit Batman against the Predator? And there you go. That's how we got like this 3 issue series of Batman versus the Predator. And it's like you hear this and you think, wow, it's like this sounds like a natural like comics like crossover for the '90s, which of course it was. And on one hand, it's like I am totally stealing this from Polygon's like acknowledgement of this like, a couple weeks back. But on one hand, it's like like they acknowledge that this is a comic book series that you're never going to be able to read again because after Disney's purchase of Fox like last year, well now they own the rights to Aliens and Predator, and they've also like even published some promotional images as such, like getting David Finch to like to draw like promotional like Predator like like images of Predator staying triumphant over like Avengers headquarters like as well. So but at the same time like like is Disney gonna like republish like Batman versus Predator? Like no they're not, because it's like they've got like they're going to like like publish like a version of Aliens and Predator that like serves their own commercial interest, and having like the like that classic Alien like Predator versus Batman, they're not going to do that. Like it would require like additional negotiation with Warner Brothers, which they have shown that they're not willing to do, and they're just like basically like throwing the middle finger to them, like as far as all things is concerned. So if you want to read like a storyline about Batman fighting Predator and also Batman fighting aliens as well, or Batman fighting aliens and Predator and the Predator with Superman, well, you've got a limited window in which to like act in order to like read these stories. So, but are these stories worth reading? Well, yeah, I would think so. For at least for the initial Batman versus Predator storyline, because this had like a impressively A-list like team attached to it, because the original Alien Batman vs Predator storyline was written by Dave Gibbons, who is best known for like illustrating Watchmen, but he's also a solid writer in his own like on his own terms, like having worked on like on the Green Lantern Corps series as well back in the aughts. It's like, and he just got like a long term history with 2000 AD in terms of like just writing like hey like aliens versus like humans like type stories. Like he's the guy who when you're pitting like the Predator against Batman, he understands like what the audience wants to see. When he understands like, hey, the audience wants to see the Predator lose against Batman's superior intellect. Well, he's going to deliver that to you. And when he's delivering it to you with the art from Andy Kubert, then yeah, you're almost assured of a good time. And not just the art Andy Kubert, but his brother Adam Kubert inking his brother. It's like, yeah, it's pretty great. It's like you've got a good story about that follows like the core Predator principles of like the Predator fighting like seeking out the like the baddest Gotham defenders, or like people who are who are like acting in like like the what am I saying here? It's like the core like people who are like fighting against like Gotham's honor here. It's like, well, it's a good story. It's a good story in that like in here. It's that you got like first you got like the Batman like fighting against the Predators, and then the like the like the mafia type like characters who are fighting, who are trying to who are trying to claim their own like leads against the Predator. So it's it's a good story. Like this original Batman versus Predator story is a good story in the sense that it's got like Batman like going against the Predator, losing, like realizing that hey I've got to find like a different way to fight against the Predator. And then you've got the like the mafiosos trying to like trying to like stake their own claim against like strength against the Predator. It's a good solid story. And the like the most affordable way you can read the story is in the Batman vs Predator digital collection, like it's on Comixology right now. It's like you can get like the first 3 Batman vs Predator stories. And I will say the first one, with Gibbons writing and Kubert and Kubert illustrating and Kubert inking, it's like it's really solid. It's like it's about it's exactly what you expect. It's like Batman losing, but then like then finding the resources to fight against the Predator, and it's like, and eventually declare himself like the winner, because I'm not spoiling anything here, because of course Batman's eventually going to win against Predator. So there you go. But I will say that that's a really well written, really well illustrated series that feels like it could like be part of the whole Batman mythos, because in fact the whole aliens and Predator infiltrating the Batman mythos in the DCU feels pretty believable, mainly because it's like there have been so many aliens and like other creatures like like looking to pit themselves against like DCU characters, that it feels that like Batman like fighting against Predator and Batman fighting against aliens, like it feels like pretty familiar and all. It's like it feels like it should like it should be right and all. But but the thing is, like Batman versus Predator was hugely successful in terms of sales and in terms of critical acclaim, because like I said, I really enjoyed it. I think it makes sense, and it's a really well written and well paced series. But it also was an Eisner Awards winning series, believe it or not, because while like Andy Kubert drew the hell out of this 3-issue series. His brother Adam Kubert won an Eisner for inking him. So crazy, man, I know. But with that kind of like acclaim and sales, like a sequel was inevitable. And and that's how we got Batman vs. Predator 2 Blood Match by Doug Mensch and Paul Gulacy with Terry Austin inking. Now, this series I bought because hey, like I think I got it in a Wallen Books, like in a mall back in the late '90s because it was like priced at like $7. No, really, that's how like collections could be priced back in the day. But the series had more predators, more people coming after Batman because it involved a drug lord um, putting out a multi-million-dollar bounty out on Batman's head, and also the Huntress, um, like coming into not necessarily fight Batman, but like impose her own means justifies the ends, like are like ethos on the Batman as well. But Blood Match basically involved like more predators, like more fighters, like more of everything. And while my teens personality could have appreciated that, like me reading it like today, I can appreciate how Mensch, who was a regular writer of the Batman ongoing um Batman series at the time, it's like could he did a good job of like pacing everything in the sense that not only was Batman fighting against the Predators, but he was also fighting against the assassins, like who were paid to come at him at this time. It's like it was it was good, but it's like it was but in terms of providing like more meaningful conflict, it wasn't as satisfying as the original 3-issue series. I mean, this 4-issue series was like more rather than just like substantially like entertaining. It's like it was all right, but I guess, but at the same time, it was just fine in terms of like just hey, we're gonna throw more at the reader. It's like and like it came out like cohesively in terms of like the pacing of this 4-issue series, but overall it's like it wasn't as memorable as the original series. And as far as the Batman vs Predator 3 series by Chuck Dixon and Rodolfo DiMaggio, well, it's like I would like to have something to say to you about that, but currently it's like if you wanted to read all three Batman vs Predator series, you can read them like on Comixology for $25. And I did not feel like reading $25 to get the it's like like the impression of that final Batman vs Predator 3 series, because I've got the first two in collected editions. Did I want to like buy 25 bucks to like read this Blood Ties series? No, I did not. And maybe that makes me like be viewed as a less of a like critic and all, but so what? I don't care. It's like I've got more to say about Batman versus Predator and like the whole like Batman versus like properties owned by 20th Century Fox that were originally published by Dark Horse that are likely not going to be written by anyone else again, unless Marvel can like come to some sort of like agreement with like DC and all. Which on that note, well, there's Batman versus Aliens by Ron Mars and Bernie Wrightson, which I actually bought both issues of back in the late '90s, and this is a pretty solid series that basically has Batman like butting heads with a black ops group that has just in bad times as they're coming as they're investigating like an alien dropship in Central America, and they're trying to figure out just what happened here. It's like Batman is trying to figure out what happened to the guys from the Wayne Foundation who are investigating this it's like this alien drop this alien dropship here, and well, it's like Batman finds out that hey, don't there's some like capital A aliens here, and the alien and the it's um like what am I saying here? The like corporate not the corporate the military industrial complex crew here, like they've got their own agenda here. It's like and like they're running at odds with Batman. It turns out just what it's like as terms of who's going to be saved here. And I think that the Batman this Batman Alien series is a pretty solid like a horror series in the sense that like Ron Mars like understands that hey, it's like this is Batman running in like into a situation that he knows that while he may have an idea of what he knows about, like he doesn't actually know what's going on here. And the art here from Bernie Wrightson like is like definitely pretty solid here as well. I mean, Wrightson is like the guy who created the who created like co-created Swamp Thing here, and is like one of the acknowledged as one of the great horror artists of all time, like giving him the license here to write about like illustrate what happens when Batman runs into a situation that he knows nothing about, and there are aliens, capital A aliens involved here. Well, like it's pretty like like there's some pretty solid room for interpretation here, and it's like and I think that this storyline like with this initial storyline is pretty solid here. And it's basically about involves Batman, like utilizing his detective skills to try and like find some comprehension of what's going on here, but not ultimately understanding the entirety of what's going on here. And as a result, people die, and he's left trying to like bring as many people as he can out of this out of the situation, even if like they don't have like his best interest in mind. So like the original Batman Alien series is I think it's pretty solid. Um, but as far as like what else what else you can like write about here, well, if you wanted to read this, well, you can buy the original the DC like the DC Dark Horse like compilation that basically talks about like all what happens when like like Superman like Batman versus fights aliens, and there you go. But also like if you want to read any of these stories, like there's like you've got a limited amount of time in order to read them, because hey, it's like once some 2021 rolls around, it's like Disney's ownership of these Fox properties is going to become absolute. So if you wanted to know about what happens when Superman fights the aliens, which is actually pretty good because Superman is a total goody two shoes, and he's not going to kill like alien species, even if like this alien species is completely um like attack like set against his his whole I will not kill mindset. But like what happens when like Superman fights the Predator? It's like in like in these like in this in this collection, because there's like Superman fights aliens, Superman fights aliens 2, the Superman fights Man, which is crazy because like hey, it's like Superman being drawn by Mike Allred, which is great and all. But then you've got like Superman like fighting Predator in like the Justice League versus like Dark Horse stuff, which is fun and crazy and all right. But the idea that Superman would would win against the Predator. Well, it's like like that's an interesting concept because they go if you think about it from the Predator's perspective, then fighting Superman would be like a really interesting, compelling idea because like hey, you're the Predator and you're maybe you're more than human. You're more resilient than human. But when you're trying to take down like someone like Superman, well, that's kind of like you're asking a bit much as well. So like the Superman versus Predator story, like written by David Michelini and illustrated by Alex Maleev. Well, I read this and it was all right, really, because it's like Michelini seemed to realize that hey, Superman fighting Predator will be a non-starter. Like if Superman is fighting Predator at full strength, so he came up with a story where Superman was like infected by some sort of like alien parasite, and he was like not at full strength and all, and that was okay. I mean, yeah, you had the Predator, stalking like Superman, but also stalking the humans who were like fighting against some sort of eugenics experiment that was looking to turn all the like uh intention uh, intentionally intelligently disadvantaged humans. It's like in terms of like just turning them into dead, really. And it was it's like that was that was fine and all, but it's like it was just like it was like a eugenics style plot that basically had Superman like just fighting against that and then fighting against the Predator who was doing his thing in the story as well. And it was illustrated by Alex Maleev, who did do a good job in terms of like like bringing like lots of good detail and action to the series. But overall, it's like Superman vs Predator was like a huge missed opportunity. I mean, I feel that if you're going to do like a Superman vs Predator series, I mean, show from the perspective of the Predator. It's like someone who who looked at Superman and realized, hey, this guy who can fly, has heat vision, like cold breath, and can it's like and can like take on like just anyone like with his super strength and super speed. So it's show us what like Superman fighting the Predator would be like from the Predator's perspective, and that's not what we got here. And we just got like lots of other stuff as well, and it wasn't as interesting as I would have wanted here. And also just as far as we're like as long as we're going like as far as like Superman and Batman versus Predator and Aliens and all. Well, I read that series as well. Yes, there was a Superman and Batman versus Predator and versus Aliens, written by Mark Schultz, creator of Calax and Dinosaurs, and illustrated by Ariel Olivetti, who is of the like big puffy like superhero actions like style, and that was fine. It's like it was interesting to see how it would reinforce like the idea that Superman would not want to see any alien entity killed under his watch, even if it was the like capital A aliens characters, like even as they were fighting against the Predator type of characters here. So this was this was a series that was resolutely fine, and I picked it up from Comixology like for a grand total of $4 as well. So it was okay, and I guess I'm probably rambling on too long about the it's like when it comes down to it, like what titles like of the Dark Horse versus DC um licensed characters are worth reading here. Well, yeah, absolutely. Batman versus Predator by David Gibbons and Andy Kubert. So that was a well written and very well illustrated series that that you're likely never going to be able to buy again because hey, like Marvel coming to terms with DC about being able to publish the series again, huh, not likely. That's for sure. Um, but also the Batman versus Aliens and the Superman versus Aliens titles are like well written in and of themselves, and it would be a shame if they never got to see like publication again. But I guess that's kind of where we are right now. It's like I mean, it's like well, it's like we're living in this like this world where, like all the like the corporate identities, like corporate initiatives are being like subsumed by one another, and it's like well, like I understand why like Marvel would not want to like publish like or negotiate with DC to publish Batman versus Predator again. But it's like there are some like quality stories that were written like under these crossovers that were like entertaining. It's like I think are like better than you would think because it's like yeah it's like I mean we got like the whole Alien versus Predator like crossover that Disney has like full rights to, but Batman versus Predator that's still a solid worthwhile series in of itself that you're probably never going to be able to read again. It's like unless like Disney and Warner Brothers learn to play nice with each other, which is probably not going to happen. Anyway, if you wanted to read Batman vs Predator, then yeah, there's the you can buy the $25 digital edition from Comixology, or pay like 40-50 bucks to read like the collected editions like on your own terms. So there you go. So yeah, it's like I think that if nothing else, like Batman versus Predator it is worth reading, as is Batman versus Aliens and Batman versus sorry Superman versus Aliens as well. But will you be able to read these series again after I'm talking about this? Probably not. Um, John, um, any thoughts on your end about like not being able to read like any of these series like, at this
Well,
point?
I can just imagine that people who listen to this in the future will say, "Well, damn," because you pretty much hit the nail on the head when it comes to those rights. If they ever do cooperate, I'm sure hell will be a chilly place. So, um,
Yeah, that's absolutely true. 'Cause, I'd like to be proven wrong, but I don't think I am.
yeah.
Really, honestly.
Yeah. So, I mean, and it does, the whole thing does present an interesting, dilemma, right? So, um, Batman's kind of moral dilemma, right?
Yeah. So I mean, it's not, yeah, it's Batman's moral dilemma, but it's also just the whole like hey, like does Disney view this as like hey, do we want to collab collaborate with our nemesis like on this in order to make a pittance of money as well.
Well, and maybe they should take a look and see what other collaborations have happened in the past, right? So, I mean, it's not impossible.
It's not possible. I just feel it's highly unlikely,
Hmm.
like at this point.
Yep,
So
exactly. So, what do you have for us on tap next week?
next time, so
Next time.
uh, I think so. Uh, Originally, I was like I wanted to talk about East of West by Jonathan Hickman and Nick Dragotta, but the release like for that series like turned out to be infeasible by Amazon standards. But hopefully, it's like I will be able to talk about that next time. So like hopefully, it's like unless something goes horribly wrong, I will be talking about East of West. If not, well, we'll see how that goes. But East of West, hopefully, we'll see how it is.
All right, we'll catch you next time on Comic Picks by the Glick.
All right, later's.